Tom, lead me up to like current day of, your business, how you grew it. Kind of lead me up to the path from like 2010 to current day.
Yeah. So one of the things I really messed up on day one, was I had, at the time I did purchase it. I think I had Top Producer, which was a CRM. And then when I think I really got where I was with Remax, and then I kind of shifted over, and I think, we joined teams together with you and Ryan, was the very, very, very importance of a CRM, and how a CRM can actually create more business down the downline, right? Your funnel that you're trying to fill and keep reaching out to those past clients, your sphere of influence. But building that CRM, when actually, I think it was Darlene got out of the business, I think I offered her at the time, I think I offered her $3,000 or $4,000 for her database, and she sold it for much higher than that. I think she sold it for much higher than that, or she actually gave it to one of her good friends. But you can, and John, I mean, these CRMs in your database is worth thousands of dollars. If you can keep that database up, you could actually sell it when you want to get out of the business, or if you don't have a child or somebody you want to pass it down to, or somebody that's very close to you. That's another source of income that you can make, is selling that downline of, or getting referrals, from that. Yeah. So that was the biggest thing too. A good takeaway that I got from you and Ryan and from NAEA is building that CRM and creating that database that is going to be so important to you down the road. And that's where really today is where our business comes from. Is probably 90% of our business is past clients and referral based. Now, that's great, but I think during like COVID, it was weird. Like, I don't know if you were busy during COVID, but we went like gangbusters. That COVID, you wouldn't believe, by being told stay in your home, but the real estate industry drove this country. I mean, it really kept everything moving. We sold more houses during COVID than anything. So then it was kind of weird, because I was like, oh my gosh, I just sold like everybody of my friends, my family houses. And I'm like, what am I going to do here? I sold everybody houses. They're not going to move. So, then getting back to lead gen, which I know you guys do a lot of lead gen and stuff, and that's very important. I still struggle with lead gen. I don't know what it is. I've tried like 4 or 5 different companies, and it's just like, this can't be the way it is. It's just, it's like, I don't know. I still struggle with it. Getting the good leads or bad leads. And then I'm still out there fishing too, trying to get my own leads, but you could probably comment on that. I mean, you guys deal with that every day.
Well, it's one of the things I talk a lot of, to agents about. It's probably not in alignment to your personality and how you want to build your business. And you're fighting a current that you think you need to fight, but it's really probably not one that you should be in, and it's like the same thing with like me, I was just talking to one of our agents today, like open houses. And I say this all the time, like, I don't focus on open houses because I hate them. I don't like them. I know they work, right? But it's not for me. It's for someone else, and if you want to build your business through your SOI, like, that's for some people, and for other people, it's not for them. And same thing with like listings, like, I started the first 3 years of my business, I only did buy side deals. I did not touch a listing, and buyers are more in alignment with who I am and my personality than a seller. Tom, you're better with probably sellers, right? Because of your personality.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, let's get in, let's get out, let's get this done and over with. Let's take the next step, right? And that's the cool thing about these conversations. It all works, and there's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, I only want to work with buyers. Right. I don't like sellers. There's nothing wrong with that. But so many people think they have to do everything, and they have to buy everything. And it's like, nah, just lean into what you're good at.
Yeah, you'll find your niche. I mean, that's what it is. You're finding your niche of what you want to do in real estate and stick with that niche. And sometimes your niches come in times, like, like the foreclosure thing, right? So your niche will change. And that's okay. As long as you're, putting food on the table and paying your bills and things like that, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And you're still enjoying this industry. I mean, there's some days I got to be honest, and thank God that you have reminders, John, to send out quite a bit, by the way. But I was like, because you sometimes, I don't know if you ever done this. Have you ever forgot, like, wake up and think it's like Wednesday when it's really a Tuesday, and you're like, my God,
Yeah.
that's when you know you love what you do, when you forget what day it is. I mean, it's just crazy. And my daughter's caught me on that too. She's like, Dad, it's Friday, it's not Thursday. Like, so it is kind of weird how the industry can, that you love, you love it so much that you forget what day and time you're on. So, yeah.
Well, you brought up, my reminders and things like that, but that's, when you think about building your real estate business, right, it's system dependent. And the reality is, I have a virtual assistant, Elenus, who helps me out with all of that back end stuff, because if it was me, then I would forget. Right. So like I have a process, a standard operating procedure for when we book a guest onto the podcast. Here's when we're going to be doing the follow-ups and, when we're sending the questions and all of those things, because it's system dependent. Right. And that's where you need to get with your business. And you mentioned a CRM, right? Like use the drip campaigns, use the home search setup, IDX feeds, like use those things, because those are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you.